All right, so now we're going to talk about attire. So what do I wear to work? So there's a what not to wear and what to wear guide in your packet. You can follow that. You are going to get a t-shirt and hat and those kinds of things from your team lead when you come to the first shift. We do ask that you expect you to come to work dressed for working in all weather conditions. So this means that you might be working outside because people want to come to pick pumpkins, and they might be wanting to pick pumpkins and it's raining and it's cold. There's been times it's snowing, and we do work outside. So please, 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 I know it seems strange in August to say this, but when we get to October, wear warm clothing, like dress for the tundra, hat and gloves and mittens and all the things, because you can always take it off, but it's cold out here in the country and the wind is blowing and people still want to be out in the pumpkin patch. So we are there helping them, or we're taking orders or whatever. So please make sure you dress appropriately, wear warm clothes, because we want you to be warm. And so that's a little bit about that. If you have more questions about what to wear, you can always check with your team lead. Then we have lunch and break policies. So let's talk a little bit about this. So the lunch and, back to attire. We want to talk about t-shirts a little bit. So the t-shirt, it's our expectation you wear that on Saturdays. And that will help you know who is working at Tuttle's and who are just guests, because there's a lot of people you haven't met, right? During the week, you can wear the Tuttle's t-shirt if you want, or you can wear whatever professional t-shirt you feel like you'd like to wear. Okay, back to lunch. So for the drinks policy, so you may have heard you get free slushies if you work at Tuttle's. At the beginning or end of your shift. So slushies, hot cider, cold cider, bottles of water, and coffee are free. The Coke and tea and things, those are only, you can have one with your free lunch on Saturday, but during the week, those are not free. So basically, you'll need to look for further direction on how you're going to get your slushies this year because of the whole not crossing teams for COVID. But basically, at the beginning of your shift or the end of your shift, that's when you can get some drinks. So you're going to get lunch, 30 minutes for lunch if you're working more than 5 hours. So it's our assumption 5 hours or less, you don't need a break, right? You're working 9 to 2, we assume you're not going to take a lunch break. If you're working more than 5 hours, then you're going to have a lunch break. We ask that you bring your lunch because there's not a lot of places around here to go get lunch. And often the lunch line in the cafe can be long and there's not enough time to order your food and get it and eat lunch. So we really ask that you try to bring a lunch with you. And then on Saturdays, we're going to provide lunch for you. So you're going to get a free lunch on Saturdays to do that. Okay. And then if you are under 18, it is the government rule, not my rule, that you have to take a 30-minute lunch. So even if you say, I'm only working 6 hours, I don't want a lunch, it's not really an option. You have to make a 30-minute break. So what I need you to do is when you go to clock out, look at the time. If it says 12:02, then you cannot clock back in to go back to work until 12:32. It must be a full 30 minutes. So that means even if there's a line and you want to help, I know, but just embrace the opportunity to have a break, and it has to be 30 minutes of a break. So please, we ask that you are the one to moderate that because nobody's going to keep track of the time. So pay attention, set a timer on your phone. It needs to be 30 minutes for your lunch break, okay? Then if you need to make purchases or whatever, then you need to do that over a break or before or after your shift, not while you're working, okay? So those are some things about lunch, and then we're going to talk about just a few more things here. So, yeah, it looks like that's most of it. So I'm going to let you just look over the rest of the expectations guide, and then we're going to talk about the fun stuff.